Archangel Michael says, "The night is not ordinary tonight. Shadows move where they should not, and a man has taken ink to paper with intentions that are not pure. He writes your name in documents meant to erase the very blessing chosen for you, believing his schemes will silence the favor set upon your life. The air feels heavy, like something sacred is being tested. A deep stirring within your spirit already senses that something is shifting against you. The hand that writes against you tonight is not stronger than the hand that protects you, but his actions are bold, reckless, and laced with envy. The blessing written in heaven cannot be erased by earthly signatures, yet this man believes he has found a loophole. He thinks if your name appears where it should not, you will be stripped of what is yours. But what he fails to know is that divine eyes see every mark, every stroke of his pen, and none of it escapes the higher power guarding you. Even now, his attempt to overwrite your destiny trembles with weakness. The blessing designed for you was sealed long before his plan was conceived. His desperation is nothing more than the final gasp of a scheme already destined to fail. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, you must stay alert in spirit. Not with fear, but with the assurance that no man can truly steal what heaven has granted you. Still, the battle is real tonight, and it unfolds in hidden rooms where your name is whispered with malice. He imagines power in his documents, but all he does is craft evidence of his betrayal. Each line he writes becomes a chain upon his own life, a testimony of the darkness he welcomed when he sought to harm you. What he sets against you will circle back upon him in ways he cannot escape. Your blessing is not fragile. It is carved into eternity. Yet the urgency of this night calls you to be watchful, because every act of opposition is an invitation to demonstrate that divine justice is always stronger than human deceit. You are being prepared for a victory that will silence every tongue that dared to oppose you. Even as he plots, the blessing grows louder around you. It is as if the universe itself waits for the moment when his signature collapses under the weight of its own falsehood. The truth will break open and expose what was written in darkness. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The man believes no one sees him, but unseen hands record every action. He is not hidden. The documents he writes carry your name, but they are already marked with a seal that cancels his intent. You may not yet see the papers, but heaven has already reviewed them. Where he thinks erasure is possible, the light is rewriting it back in your favor. Your name is being guarded in places you cannot see, but will soon testify about. The timing is no accident. Tonight is chosen because he feels the urgency to block what is about to arrive for you. But in rushing, he exposes himself, making mistakes that will uncover his deception quickly. His hand is not steady, for even the ink betrays him. This is not just about a document, it is about your destiny. The favor upon you carries weight, and this man has felt its heat. Jealousy pushed him to pick up the pen, but justice will ensure he cannot finish what he started. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Archangel Michael says, the paper he writes on will not hold power over your future. Heaven holds the master copy of your destiny, and no earthly paper can overwrite what is eternal. His handwriting is fragile compared to the inscription already engraved upon your spirit. Your blessing cannot be silenced, no matter how many times he tries to rewrite the story. He places your name where it doesn't belong, but your true name glows in a registry higher than his reach. that is why the attempt is already doomed. The man is restless, thinking these documents will break you, but he underestimates the shield around you. Each move he makes is countered by a greater force, redirecting his energy into futility. His efforts are wasted ink on wasted paper. This night, while he tries to erase, heaven is amplifying. While he writes in secret, your name is being announced in places of honor. For every hidden stroke of betrayal, a louder declaration of your blessing rises. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Archangel Michael says, there is a reason your heart has felt uneasy all day. Something has been moving behind closed doors, something that carries your name in places you never placed it yourself. The one writing tonight believes his documents hold the power to undo what was divinely spoken over your life. He believes signatures and papers can bury blessings, but his belief is rooted in lies. Your blessing is not made of ink and paper. It is made of light and fire that no hand can extinguish. Still, he sits in silence, writing, his eyes darting nervously as if he knows he is being watched. Even the walls around him carry the weight of his guilt. The pen feels heavy in his hand, but he forces it forward, desperate to complete the task before dawn. He is convinced that by erasing your blessing on paper, he can erase it in reality. What he does not know is that tonight's attempt only accelerates his downfall. The more he tries to cross your name, the more heaven engraves it deeper in the places of promise. His ink fades, but the light over your life intensifies. Type Amen to get blessing 111. He has been waiting for this night, planning it carefully, yet the plan carries cracks that he cannot repair. His hand shakes as he writes, and every stroke testifies against him. The very act of trying to erase your blessing has already invited divine correction. Your name belongs in the book of favor, not the book of loss. He can copy it, distort it, and move it into the wrong document, but he cannot rewrite destiny. His paper may hold your name temporarily, but the heavenly record is untouchable. As he works in secret, whispers rise in the unseen realm. Those whispers declare that your blessing cannot be transferred, cannot be stolen, cannot be erased. He will realize too late that every word he wrote was nothing but evidence of his envy. The moment his pen lifts from the paper, justice is already in motion. His documents become his trap, while your blessing becomes louder, clearer, and unshakable. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Archangel Michael says, you are not meant to be anxious about this attack. Instead, understand it as a sign of how powerful your blessing truly is. No one tries to erase what is weak, he attacks you because what you carry is extraordinary. This night is a battlefield, though you cannot see it with human eyes. On one side, he writes your name into false papers. On the other, angels guard the true scroll where your blessing shines brighter than ever. Nothing he does can overpower what has already been decreed. Your path has been lit for greatness, and that path terrifies him. He thinks if he stamps the right seals, he can reverse your progress. But every seal he applies will be broken, for the only seal that matters is the one heaven placed on you long ago. The clock ticks loudly where he works, as if time itself is warning him that his hour of plotting is nearly over. His boldness is fading into dread, even before his work is finished. Type Amen to get blessing 369. The paper he uses is weak, but the blessing upon you is strong. He has no idea that while he writes your name in those false places, heaven is writing it in rooms of recognition, opportunities, and honor. His erasure plan becomes your promotion. You must understand, this man was never the author of your life. He is only a desperate thief who believes stolen ink can change destiny. But destiny laughs at him, because the script of your life is beyond his grasp. Every moment he spends writing is another moment heaven uses to prepare your vindication. Your blessing is not being erased, it is being magnified. His attempt will expose him before the right eyes, and his downfall will reveal your elevation. He wanted to hide you beneath papers, but instead, he has placed you in the spotlight of divine protection. What he meant for silence will echo your name louder than before. Type Amen to get blessing 474. Archangel Michael says, remember this, no one can rewrite what God Himself has written. This man is not just plotting against you, he is challenging the author of your story. And such challenges always end in defeat. Even as he writes tonight, your future is being secured. He believes his pen is powerful, but your destiny is not in his ink, it is in your spirit, and your spirit cannot be erased. His plan collapses the moment the ink dries. The blessing assigned to you stretches across generations. It is too large for one man's attempt to undo. His documents are temporary, your inheritance is eternal. Tonight, the battle is not about papers but about proving that no human hand can touch what is sealed from above. He will walk away from his desk thinking he succeeded, but the very next dawn will prove him wrong. Type Amen to get blessing 525. The room where he sits grows colder as he finishes his writing. He feels it, though he tries to ignore it, the presence of justice hovering nearby. Every line he has written now carries weight that will not lift from him easily. Your blessing, instead of fading, grows brighter in response. The more he fights it, the more it multiplies. What he thought would erase you is the very thing that will elevate you. The sound of his pen scratching across the page is not a sound of victory. It is the sound of his own chains tightening. He has cursed himself by touching what does not belong to him. Meanwhile, your name is whispered in the halls of breakthrough. Doors are being prepared to open for you. Opportunities are being aligned, timed perfectly to cancel every false attempt against you. Type Amen to get blessing 616. Archangel Michael says, this night is unlike any other. Somewhere, behind closed curtains, in the stillness of shadows, a man bends over a desk with pen in hand. He writes your name on papers that were never meant to carry it, papers designed to silence, to erase, to steal. But every stroke of his pen is being recorded. The ink that touches the paper is not only staining it with your name, it is marking him with judgment. He believes these documents will hide you, but instead, they will reveal him. Your blessing was born before his scheme ever began. It is sealed in places beyond his reach, guarded by forces stronger than his ambition. Though his hand trembles, he presses forward, thinking time is on his side, unaware that time is running out for him. Even now, the unseen is moving against his plan. The very paper he uses is already failing him, for the blessing it seeks to erase has been multiplied in the unseen realm. Type Amen to get blessing 717. The man is desperate, for he knows your season of rising has come. He has seen glimpses of the light around you, and that light blinds him with envy. His only weapon left is to attempt to stain your name. He thinks he is hidden, but heaven has already exposed him. The documents he hides away will soon be uncovered. And when they are, those same papers will carry evidence not of your fall, but of his betrayal. Your blessing is not fragile. It is not a gift that can be crossed out or written over. It is carved into eternity, too deep for any pen to touch. Still, the man tries, because he fears your elevation. His hands shake as he writes, knowing deep down that no matter what he does, his attempt cannot succeed. Type Amen to get blessing 828. Archangel Michael says, tonight is proof of how valuable you are. No one tries to erase what carries no power. The attack you face is confirmation that your blessing is rare, heavy, and unstoppable. He believes that if he finishes before dawn, he can block your next chapter. But his timing betrays him. For even as he rushes, heaven is already unfolding a greater plan. The more he writes, the more angels erase his lines in the spirit. The more he signs, the more his own signature becomes the evidence of his downfall. Nothing he completes tonight will stand. Your blessing is a fortress. He can throw ink at its walls, but he cannot break through them. His documents are but weak paper compared to the eternal stone your name is etched upon. Type Amen to get blessing 939. The man grows restless. He looks over his shoulder, as though he feels someone is watching. Indeed, he is watched, not by human eyes, but by the watchmen of heaven who record every hidden move. He shifts in his chair, but still he writes. His greed outweighs his caution. He thinks of the power he will hold when your blessing is erased. But every word he writes drips with futility. The moment his pen lifts from the page, the moment the ink dries, the curse he intended for you clings tightly to him. He cannot escape what he has invited. Your name glows brighter tonight, not dimmer. For in trying to bury you in documents, he has placed you at the center of divine attention. Heaven itself leans closer to guard what is yours. Type Amen to get blessing 1010. Archangel Michael says, your blessing has layers he does not understand. He believes it is only about opportunity, about position, about recognition. But your blessing is deeper, it flows into your health, your peace, your destiny, your generations. He cannot comprehend that what he tries to erase is woven into the very structure of your being. He cannot cut threads that were spun in eternity. His efforts are wasted energy. Still, he scratches at the paper, writing, sealing, stamping. Each movement fills him with false confidence, yet his spirit trembles within him. He senses something is wrong but refuses to stop. This night will haunt him. For long after he finishes, the very documents he created will return to confront him. They will become the proof of his schemes, while your blessing continues untouched. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. The room grows heavier. The lamp flickers where he writes. It is as if the very light in the room refuses to shine on what he is doing. Your name, though written wrongly by his hand, is still written rightly in the heavens. Every false attempt below meets correction above. Nothing is lost. Nothing is erased. He sighs, leans back, and believes he has accomplished something. But already, what he has done is collapsing. Heaven has declared it void. You, meanwhile, will soon step into news that proves the opposite of his plan. Where he sought to erase, you will see increase. Where he tried to silence, you will be called louder. Type Amen to get blessing 12:12. Archangel Michael says, "The night carries a sound you cannot hear with your ears, but your spirit feels it deeply. It is the sound of your name being dragged across paper in a place it does not belong." He is writing with urgency, believing this ink can cut you off from what heaven has prepared. But the more he writes, the heavier his own soul becomes. Each letter he places down burns with judgment, though he cannot see it. His greed blinds him, and he mistakes his trembling for power when it is truly fear. This night will not end the way he imagines. He thinks he is finishing you, but he is finishing himself. For the blessing hovering over your life has already been defended in places far higher than the desk where he sits. What he attempts tonight is already broken before it begins. His hand is weak, his spirit weary, and his outcome sealed. Type Amen to get blessing 13:13. The silence of the room betrays him. He writes in secret, but there is no secrecy in the divine. Every word he writes is being echoed in the unseen, every attempt being cancelled before it lands. Your blessing is not fragile. It is an inheritance forged in light, guarded with fire, and rooted in eternity. He cannot erase it because it does not belong to the realm he controls. He sighs as he writes, convinced his plan is brilliant. Yet he fails to realize the ink he pours out tonight is writing his own story of downfall. The paper that carries your name wrongly will soon expose his betrayal publicly. And when the exposure comes, you will rise stronger. His attempt to hide you will only make you known. Type Amen to get blessing 14:14. Archangel Michael says, "Do not fear what is being written tonight. Fear cannot dwell where light already resides." The moment he lifted the pen, the battle was already decided. This night was designed to prove that no matter who tries to overwrite you, the truth remains. The blessing upon you cannot be tampered with, it is carved into the very timeline of your destiny. He believes his authority is enough. He believes documents define destiny. But his authority is an illusion, and his papers will soon be scattered like dust in the wind. Your path is lit. Your name glows. And while he scratches at the paper with desperation, heaven prepares to announce your blessing louder than ever before. Type Amen to get blessing 15:15. The pen feels heavy in his hand. He pauses, shakes his wrist, and continues again. He is exhausted, though he will not admit it. You are not the one in danger tonight, he is. For every line he writes digs his own pit. His attempt to erase your blessing becomes the evidence that ensures he cannot touch you again. The paper lies beneath his hands, but the truth stands above him. The blessing set aside for you is guarded, untouchable, and sealed beyond his reach. He is wrestling not with you, but with eternity. And eternity always wins. Type Amen to get blessing 16:16. Archangel Michael says, your blessing is multiplying even as he tries to erase it. What he does in secret cannot block what has already been spoken in open light. His hidden plan has already been broken. Every name he writes falsely becomes fuel for your vindication. Every paper he signs becomes evidence for your rise. He cannot understand why his plan feels so fragile, but it is because he is touching something untouchable. Tonight will not end with you diminished, it will end with you strengthened. For his documents are weak, but your inheritance is unshakable. You will soon see the tables turn, and the very attempt against you will lift you higher. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. The man grows nervous. His lamp flickers, his breath is uneven. He knows something is wrong, though he refuses to stop. He thinks your blessing is simple enough to erase. But he underestimates the depth of what you carry. He does not know that every time he tries to cross out your name, heaven writes it again in bolder letters. He leans back, believing he is powerful. Yet his power is false, and his pen is empty of authority. He has only deceived himself. Your story continues untouched, while his story collapses with the very ink he used against you. Type Amen to get blessing 1818.